All right, Jupiter 4 Radio number 5. We are out here with Kid Crazy Productions. What's going on, man?
Chilling. How are you?
I'm not bad. So, I knew you from marching band. Just for a little context for everyone, when I was a freshman in high school, this guy was the drum major of the whole thing, and the king of the low end. He would play all the bass and the sousaphone and all that stuff. And you're still into that, right?
Yeah. I really want to buy a tuba.
You want to buy a tuba? You didn't own one?
Nah, I did. A cheap tuba is like $2,000. That's a lot of money, bro.
Can't relate with the trumpet and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I mean, it's a big giant thing of metal.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what have you been doing recently? You've been doing this rapping and stuff.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
As you can hear, I do a little bit of rapping. I produce basically all of my music, but I'm definitely a producer and musician first. Mm-hmm. You know.
So you just recently joined a band, right?
Yeah.
How did that go? Tell us about that.
So a rapper named Don ZOP, he's pretty big in like Middletown area, you know, pretty much all CT, he's well known. But yeah, he wanted to do like a music video with like a whole band in there, and from there he was like, you know, I really like performing with a band, so it just kind of stuck from there, and now we're doing some shows. We just had a show on Halloween.
Yep, I saw that on Instagram. How'd that go?
That was pretty crazy. It was basically a metal concert with like all the moshing and just everybody going crazy, but it was rap music being played.
How many people were there? Was it like a big crowd, or was it just kind of local?
It's not a big place. Like Lotus Lounge isn't a huge place, but it was pretty packed in there, especially when we were playing.
So, were you the only band there, or were there other people there as well?
There was some local like college kids. I couldn't like catch their names, but like we were like the main people playing. It was just DJs playing music all night.
Oh, sweet. So you were performing his music or your own, or like a mix of both?
Yeah, we were performing his music mainly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the name again? I'm sorry.
Don ZOP.
Don ZOP. Is that like Don letter ZOP?
No, it's Don. It's Don. The word Zio, like
okay,
Z-I-O,
yeah,
and then P.
Got you. Okay.
It's really weird, but like creative, you know.
It is creative. Yeah, it's kind of catchy.
Yeah.
And you were playing bass in that, right?
Yes.
You still have like that massive 6-string.
Yeah.
I really like that. All right. So what have you been doing like for yourself and your own music and things like that? You just had this release that we were just playing. Moving on. How did that go?
That was written at like 4 a.m. I was bored. All right, like half of my songs are written at like 4 a.m, where I'm just like bored. I make a beat and I'm like, yeah, I think I could write some lyrics over this.
Right. Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of people. Yeah, I'm more into like the electronic music kind of thing. You know, Deadmau5.
Yeah.
Deadmau5's his creative process is completely sleep depriving himself, and then that's when the ideas come.
I mean, that's when the best music comes out, you know?
Kind of, yeah, because your mind's in like a different place. And you're all...
The way I explain it is like there's no restriction. Mm-hmm. So like you're not... Common sense doesn't kick in, you know?
And that's what you want in music.
Yeah, you want to just be like out there.
If you're always worried about like what other people are into, then you're never gonna get what's real.
Exactly.
Right. How long have you been doing this? When did you like kind of pick it up?
Like producing or music in general?
Music in general. Let's start from the beginning.
4th grade.
4th grade.
Which is a lot of years ago now. Started playing the trombone in, the elementary school band. Mm-hmm. Like 6th grade, I was like, ooh, there's a bigger instrument. The euphonium.
You just like the bigger instruments?
Yeah, like everybody, all the low brass was like, everybody's like, oh, low note contest, like with trumpets.
Everyone tries to hit the high notes.
With low brass, we always try to play lower notes. So euphonium was kind of the same range as trombone, but then there was like, there's a bigger instrument, and I was the only one with like the lung capacity at 6th
Dude,
grade.
I've tried playing tuba. I almost had to play tuba for this season in marching band. It's, I can't even. I have to take a breath every note, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
When I first started, it was like that too, but like it's you just after a while you just get used to it. Yeah you like train your lungs for it.
That sounds right. Well, what happened after that? Where did that go?
That led me into middle school. where I started playing bass. Actually, it was 6th grade. There was a bass just sitting around in school. And I'm like, ooh, that's nice. I asked my teacher, hey, can I play this? Or like, do you play bass? I'm like, no, but I can. And they were like, well, no. So, fun fact, let's hope they're not listening. I just took the bass one day.
You just took it?
Yeah. I took it home like a good month and just started playing it. And then like my grandfather saw that I had interest in playing bass, so he actually bought me a bass.
Oh, that's cool.
So then going into like 7th grade, I joined the jazz band. Had to pretty much that summer just taught myself everything I needed to know to be in a band, you know?
That's basically the way, yeah.
Yeah. And then after I played jazz band 7th, 8th grade. Going into high school, there was a lot more bands to play in. I started getting into orchestra with upright bass. I got thrown into upright bass because my teacher was like, electric bass has no place in jazz.
Are you serious? I don't like that, man. I don't like that at all.
Well,
Electric bass sounds so cool.
When you're playing like, you know, like 1920s jazz, you know, you want to get the authentic sound. So if you have an upright bass, then like you should be playing it. But like,
I mean, I guess
for newer jazz,
maybe it depends on the style.
Yeah,
like if it was fusion, I would absolutely go with an electric.
Oh yeah, definitely. But like we're talking like big band, like, you know, like hard swinging. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, funny story actually. So we went to Yukon for some jazz event thingy.
Yukon Jazz Fest?
Yeah, that's it. And they had pros who were like mentoring us, and so they had like, all right, all the trumpets, you go to this room, all the trombones, you go to that room, and then they had some professor talking about it, and our bass player came back, and of course, you know, she played electric bass. And they did all these exercises with all the stand-up basses, and then they told her to just sit by the side. Wow. And I thought that was hilarious. We realized these guys are bassists, dude.
Yeah,
they're bassists.
I mean, yeah, in the jazz world, that's one thing I don't like about like the older jazz world. There's like if you play electric bass, you're like inferior to everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I don't understand.
They're bassists, dude.
Yeah, they're all bass. Like I can play the same lines as you. Like,
yeah, it's a different sound.
Yeah, it's just the sound. It's more authentic to like the music that they're playing.
Yeah. Do you think that your jazz band experiences had an effect on your music now, even though it's a completely different style?
Definitely. With some of my stuff, I still do like improvised solos in them.
Ooh.
A lot of some of my older stuff I had like on my SoundCloud and stuff. Some of them I might have deleted by now. I don't know. But I did like improv like bass solos. Recently, I've been playing guitar, so do some guitar solos and stuff, and that's definitely helped me. Especially like in jazz, you learn a lot about like music theory. So that definitely, music theory isn't just about jazz. You know, it just goes to all types of music and really helps you.
I can sort of kind of hear that in your music, just the way that like you write melodies, and there's like occasional key changes in there as well. There's like some really clever musicianship that I don't think a lot of guys have, which is great.
No, I mean, sadly, like I feel like my music's being dumbed down by just the fact of who I'm around. Like, cause I'm around like these like rappers, and that's how.
Oh, and they don't really.
Yeah, so like.
Okay.
I'll play like some intricate jazz stuff, and they're like, "What are you doing? That sounds like trash." And I'm like, "You just don't understand.
You don't get it.
You don't get the wave, man."
No, that's cool. So how did that go into producing then? When did you start producing?
It went into producing like, I'd say junior year, when I just wanted to record like playing bass, and I had a really good friend who was like also a producer, so I'm like, oh, I've recorded bass with him, you know, why not get my own like DAW and start working on it.
That makes sense. You use Logic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then that just kind of became like a rapping thing?
Yeah, that led me, I was producing for a while in 2017.
Was that like the 9 Feet Under thing?
Yeah.
Or was that later?
That was 9 Feet Under.
Yeah, 9 Feet Under is like almost all instrumental, right?
Yep. Except for if you've heard it on SoundCloud, there's 2 bonus songs.
Oh, I have those. I can pull those up right now.
Yeah, they're called Freedom and Haunted. And that's when I first like started experimenting with like my vocals.
That was like last year, dude.
Well, I had to re-upload those actually.
Oh, is that what is going
Yeah.
on? Oh, I just checked it. That was like 1 year ago. Like, dude, okay.
Yeah, my whole SoundCloud, I basically like deleted and like re-uploaded some stuff.
Should I play it? Should I play the bonuses? Or nah?
Sure.
Which one?
Freedom.
Freedom?
I really like that beat.
All right. Oh, I gotta unmute it. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I can already hear these like chords and things that you would have
Yeah.
not constructed if you hadn't had that background. That's cool. So processed.
This
Wow.
is a throwback. I hated my own voice, so I'm like, let's make it so it's not my own voice.
That's essentially the stage that I'm at right now because I also kind of want to start singing my own music. I just got to get over that first, so I'm using loads of vocoders and all that stuff.
Yeah, I've slowly gotten away from processing my voice so much and doing so much to it to just my voice like rapping. Well, like I mean, some like reverb, you know.
Yeah,
use auto-tune every now and
the
then.
standard stuff.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
but like I've grown to somewhat like my own like natural voice when I'm like rapping and singing.
It takes time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Took me like 3 years. But
I mean, some people just stick with it. Some people just like the processed.
oh yeah, I definitely do. Like in my beats, I'll do like choir effects
Oh, yeah.
where it sounds like somebody's sampling. I've had people ask me like, "Where'd you get that sample from?" I'm like, "No, I sung that." Like, I've had people like ask me for like those like chorus like samples.
Well, that's usually good. Most people like it.
Definitely.
So, what sort of effects went onto this? Yeah, I hear like an octave up one, and then there's like tell me about that. I'm curious.
There was 2 octave pedals I used, one up, one down, and then it was I'm trying to remember the exact plugin. I think it was called Sound Shifter Picture or something like that. And you know, it made it sound so clean, especially like the higher voice. I couldn't get it right. I really wanted that like chipmunk sound.
Oh yeah.
That was just like prime sound to me. And it
Alvin
took like
has entered the chat.
exactly. It took me like an hour to get that. I'm like, oh, this is hard. And then I didn't record vocals for like another couple of months because I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
That's kind of funny. So what's your creative process? You said that you usually do it like, you know, like really early in the morning or something when you're all tired and stuff. But like, how long does a track usually take, start to finish?
With or without vocals?
So let's say with.
With vocals?
Yeah.
Probably take me about like 5 hours.
That's it?
Yeah.
From just sitting down at a blank slate, Logic tab, 5 hours you got a track.
I usually make my beats in like an hour. That's about it.
That's kind of amazing.
Yeah. It takes me forever to write lyrics because I'm no lyricist by any means. So like it takes me forever to write good lyrics and think of good stuff and think of a whole idea for a song.
That makes sense. 5 hours. That's kind of crazy.
Well, for like electronic music, like it takes so much longer because there's so many different elements.
I suppose so, yeah. But I mean, just like having enough change to have it flow as a song.
Yeah, that's also the arrangement of beats is like one thing I'm still trying to really learn because, especially with rap beats, like I always say a beat should be a song. Really, like it shouldn't be. I don't like the term beat.
Yeah,
you know,
a beat is just like a loop.
Yeah, you know, I want it to be like, oh, if you listen to this instrumental, like you can listen to it without vocals and still be like interested in it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, I'm still learning that process of like, you know, usually like every 8 bars something changes.
Yeah.
In my beats, even if it's something little like adding an octave on the melody or something like that.
Yeah, I just had a song recently that was like an exercise in progression for me because it's so easy to like get a melody and get a bass and get some drums, and you're like, all right, this is cool.
Yep.
Now what? So I wrote this song. I think it ended up being like 4 or 5 minutes, and my goal was just to have it not be a loop and just have it keep progressing, and it ended up being a really, really great song. I'm super into it.
Did you release that song yet?
Yeah, it's on Hardly Intact EP. I think it's called like Lights from the Dark.
Oh yeah, I love that song.
Oh, you listen to it?
I love that EP.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. All right, so I want to talk about something. You had an album, I think it was like last summer, Manifestopia.
Yeah.
Tell us about Manifestopia.
All right, this requires some backstory.
All right, I love backstory. That's what we're here for.
So late 2017, I get hit up on my Instagram, and somebody's like, "Yo, I like your beats. Could we like make a song together?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool." I listened to his stuff, just like no other rapper I've ever heard. He sounds like a serious like Weird Al. Like that was my first instinct of him, and I'm like, all right, we'll make this song.
Was that ICG?
Yeah.
All right.
It was ICG. And from there, we're like, yo, we have totally crazy sounds. And the song that we put together was like crazy. We're like, yo, let's just make an album.
What was the first one?
The first song that we made was, it's called Writer's Block. It's off of his EP called Devil in a Snapback.
All right, let me find that.
Yeah.
That was on his EP?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it should be on his page. It was it's very roughly mixed and like produced and all that. Cause I mean that was when I was kind of starting producing like seriously, and you know when he started rapping seriously. Yeah, it's called Writer's Block.
No Dice, Mr. Untouchable, High Rise, Diaz. I don't see it on here.
No.
Is it renamed? Is it called something else?
I don't think so.
I got
Go
Rat Pack, No Dice, Mr. Untouchable, High Rise, and Diaz.
Maybe you released it off of the...
Let me just search it. Hang on a sec.
Yeah. Unless he took it down for some reason.
Oh no.
I'd cry a little bit.
I'm not seeing it.
Oh, maybe he took it down.
Oh no.
I mean, it was...
We'll never have the treasure.
Yeah, but it was a good song.
All right, I'll keep looking for that. Anyway, tell us more about Manifestopia, how that worked.
All right, so the album basically took a whole year to... Just because he lives in Iowa and I'm in CT. So just sending beats back and forth, sending back ideas, it was a whole mess of a thing.
So this was produced like all online over the internet?
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
Basically, I would make a beat, send it over to him, and then he would be like, "Oh, this is pretty dope." Sit with it for a couple days, and then start writing to it, you know? Huh. And there's actually some lost gems on that drive I gave you. That was... Hello?
Bro, what is this?
What?
There's this dude like pushing another dude on a tricycle down the sidewalk, and he's yelling.
Okay.
Man, I love this city.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's take a look at Manifestopia. Any particular track you want to listen to?
My favorite song off of that was Runaway.
Runaway.
It was...
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah. It's definitely my favorite like vocal thing I've done in a while. Well, it's still like my top 3 vocal things that I've done.
Here it is.
Yeah.
This one I can find. Runaway. Here we go. Crazy Manifestopia Runaway.
And ICG.
With an @ sign in the middle. I haven't had a panic attack like this in a while. I like to whisper really quietly.
Manifestopia. The fear to be different. The fear to be yourself.
I just wanna run away tonight. Away tonight.
I love that the bass just sounds like it fits right into the vocal, as if it's part of your thing.
Who would have thought? I pushed to the point where I gotta run away, man. Who would have thought?
I was good where I was, they told me I should stay, man, that's what I thought. But I realize now I should run away now, all those years I fought. I knew that something wasn't right now.
Gotta go far away, this I know. Through the rain, I'll shine even in the snow. Step by step, yeah, take it real slow. Now this one's for the show. Man, I know that this is all for you. I know that we are here for you. Just listen to this bridge and we hope that you can find comfort too.
I just wanna get high tonight.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. I was doing my research and I was listening to the whole album again in the car while I was driving somewhere.
Yep.
And by the end of this song, I was quietly singing along to the chorus.
Yeah, it's really catchy.
I love it,
Yeah.
dude. It's so creative. Good progression too. Everything just keeps changing. So did you write this beat, or was it like collaboratively on the beat?
He doesn't do any like producing. He's just
Really?
rapper. Yeah, he's
Oh.
just a rapper. He has a really good ear for it, but he just doesn't like know producing stuff like that.
So does that mean that like you produced all these beats?
On that album. I produced everything.
Everything.
Yep.
Wow.
Every one of those beats are mine.
Okay. Is this his voice? Cool. I love it. Wow. I thought that you were both producers and you were both kind of going into this.
I would make the beats. I send it to him. He raps.
He wrote the lyrics as well.
Yeah. Oh, I wrote my verse.
Yeah. Okay.
Verse and stuff.
So there were a few other collaborations on here with Apollo and who was the other one?
Jinx. Who is
Fuki, Avo, Jinx. Yeah.
Fuki, Avo, Jinx. I've never met Fuki and Avo. I've talked to Fuki before. He seems really chill. They're all out in Iowa, so like ICG knows all of them. Jinx is now Scrappy.
Okay.
He changed his name, and that's what it is. But yeah, there was some crazy collaborations. That song Next One was really fun to record.
Next one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, my personal favorite is either "Yeah" at the end. I love that song. Or "Tangerine Dreams," and I'm curious about the female vocalist who is on there. Do you know her?
Paige, yeah.
Paige.
I don't personally know her. I've talked to her a couple times.
She also in Iowa.
She's awesome.
Yep.
All of them are in Iowa.
See, all right. I think this is funny because you produced all of the beats on this album, which is like the majority of the music here, but then the majority of the people were, so far away.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. I mean, you produced a great album here, though, and it turned out great.
Yeah, I mean, now listening back to it, I'm like, oh wow, I could fix this little thing because I've
always
learned
happens.
stuff. Yeah.
That always happens. When did this come out?
This came out. I have a terrible memory.
Oh, I love this part too. Hang on a sec. I love this. Everything just slows down. Take that and like put a drum and bass beat over it.
So you know what's funny about that part? It took me 3 hours to get that part done
Really?
because I took every instrument and slowed it down.
Oh, you didn't take the final product and slow it?
I didn't know how to do that.
Wow.
And now I'm upset because I know how to do that. And I'm like, I could have saved so much time.
So that's each individual instrument is slowed down.
Yep.
I wonder if
And the voice.
I wonder
And
if
the
it sounds better that way.
I don't know. Because I've done songs where, like, I'll just take the audio from the beat and then just slow it down. And, like, it still, like, sounds of same quality. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was better. I mean, working on it, it's definitely not better. Because, like, I could have saved 4 hours. Like, it just did it in, like, 5 minutes, you know?
Well, it came out great. There's that.
It still did come out great.
So you seem to be interested in this last song. Tell us about the last song. Yeah.
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 There's a good story about that one. So,
I'm going to play this in the background. So, first of all, the beat is so different than everything else. Mm-hmm. It's much more poppy,
Yeah.
which surprised me when I was listening to it.
Yeah, we'll just let this one play and then I'll explain it.
Yeah, all right.
Let it
Here we
play for a
go.
little bit.
Good morning, everybody.
I like this beat though. I love it so much.
Me too.
Turn it up real loud for me. Yeah.
Did you record those horns? Are those real horns?
No, there's that's just some plugin I found, a free like trumpet plugin.
Sounds fantastic.
I know.
Free trumpet plugin.
Yep.
I might have to cop that.
Yeah, I'll definitely send that over. I'll send that over. It took a lot of like mixing to get those to sound like actual trumpets.
Yeah. Compression.
Yeah.
The magic juice. How many people are there singing on this track or rapping?
Me and ICG.
That's it?
Yeah.
It sounds like there's other people on there. Did you like sample something?
He does so many different like voices and stuff. Like all those voices are him in the beginning. I don't come into a lot later.
Wow. I kind of like this rapping style.
Yeah.
It's like goofy. And
If you do, we're gonna have another song possibly on the
Really?
new EP like this.
Ooh. Do you have a sample on that drive?
I have a song from the EP.
Okay.
That part, it's not recorded, but there is a beat that is similar to Yo. After we listen to it, I'm like, oh, this is Yo, but darker.
Darker.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
Yo, claws, only claws, Santa. I'm gone so far, Robbery can't catch up. Tucson, New France, where they show me love. Summers tour in the global planet in a glove. That red rank,
So expressive.
No jet lag, too polluted. Aloof, my views been lucid, and now where's my super suit? Supernova when I blow up like Yosemite. Cruising stone like I'm Rosetta with an enemy. Go to sport with the quarter for the MCs. Over stoner putting in for many melodies. Take off, ballistic.
That sounds layered.
Take off, ballistics.
His voice?
Yeah, it sounds like several of them. No?
It's just his one voice.
Wow. All right, so let's jump into some of the drive stuff. I've got a flash drive here full of. I told you to bring ideas and music and creative things to talk about. So, what do you want to dive into?
Actually, since I just brought up the EP, there's a file on there called Interstellar.
Is that in music or podcast?
That is in podcast. Everything for this is in podcast.
Okay. Interstellar. All right, here it goes. And I'll leave this up to you, so feel free to talk on whatever you want.
Throw that auto tune
A
on
hand
my
with the volume.
shit. Oh, no. You can take it off. Watching Apollo play Fortnite.
Yeah. Interstellar Socrates, I glow in the dark. Fingers bathed in prophecy, these drugs below par.
This is I think the first song that we recorded like in the same room.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you go to his place, or did he come here?
He drove out here.
He drove out here.
He's done it twice. And he's coming a third time one of these days. But yeah, this is the actual like first song. So in the beginning, where we're both like laughing, we were both like in the studio recording.
That's
and
great.
we just left it in.
So was that genuine or was that acted?
That was genuine.
That was genuine? You're like, throw that on. Nah, I don't like that, forget that.
Because we've used autotune, and like back then I didn't know how to really use it that much. So we're like, oh, it kind of sounds bad. But we're like, we'll try it for this song. This is the first song we really like tried it on.
Yeah.
And then he did it, and then did that little singing part. He was like, wait, no, turn it off.
I love that. I love that so much.
And then in the beginning, when he was like watching Apollo play Fortnite, he was really like on the couch. Apollo was
That's
like on the couch playing Fortnite,
Oh,
so he
Apollo
just came
came
up. Yeah. So like that whole like hook is.
That's great. Did you just lose sound in your mic?
I
Oh,
don't
never mind.
know. It's
Okay.
back. It's what. I heard that too.
No, you just got to be a little closer. Just like move it closer to
Yeah.
you. There you go. All right, so I really like it when musicians do that. When they just throw in stuff that like it makes you think about the production.
We're really
I
good for
think
that.
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's acted though. Most of the time it's scripted.
Yeah. We. It's a lot of stuff just happens in the studio, and it's really funny sometimes. So we just leave it in.
I really kind of wish musicians would share that more.
Yeah, because it gives you a personality. It's not like you're just a rapper. It's just like, oh, you're a person. You can have fun.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, music making at its heart is it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun to do. That's why we do it. All right, what else is there? Capsule vocals, gaslight, nowhere to be found, and quiet.
we'll bring it back to Capsule. Little backstory before this.
Yeah, go for it.
This was a lost track off of Manifestopia.
Ooh.
This was one of the first songs that got finished, and then at the end we were like, we don't like this.
You don't like it?
This and Gaslight, we were like, it doesn't fit the vibe of the album. So we just took them off.
Would you ever release it as like a single later?
We talked about it. We would go back and like master it.
All right, brand new, unreleased Kid Crazy and ICG, right?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Bass heavy.
I like it. You gotta get songs like this up on like these two massive speakers.
Yeah.
That's why I gotta perform it live, you know?
We'll talk about performing live after this track.
Ooh, I'm excited.
This is a message to both of you. In the near future, hoping to become successful. We hope you do. If not, then that will be okay too. This is a message to both of you. In the near future, hoping to become successful. We hope you do. If not, then that will be okay too.
But we say fuck that no more. I'm rolling stone in the cold. Pro bono, pro status quo. No photos, murder I wrote. Isaac will trump like a spray tan down. Like I'm Satan, time to dethrone. Isaac says fuck vacation, work till the days and wish I had clones. I'm not afraid to mitigate, I educate with pen to page. Novel like I'm Hemingway, well anyway I'm published. King red vital, time more flat. Now how will I drive by in public? Leo sign, I improvise, stripe shot by with now with my cutlass musketeer. Be my deal, bullpen up your bullshit. Muppeteer, no one's here, guess I'm Kindle Tool. I put ice in Oval Office, kind of ice, she pulling topless. Don't pour ice, humble while planet by stuck low, no dice popping. I'm an abomination, I live in abomination. I live for the confrontation, and my dick in a conversation. I don't look right when I walk because my mind ahead. And now I like to cigarette and clock, and I forgot lion's a coward.
You gotta win, gotta stay in, go through the door, gotta want fight till the end, we wanna ascend, gotta want more.
Living like we'll die today, rolling out of tomorrow. Living like we'll die today. Take a sip to drown my sorrows. I know we're right. Check the vibe. And it's our time to win the Grammy.
This is a message to both of you. In the near future, we're hoping to become successful. We hope you do. If not, then that will be okay too. This is a message to both of you. In the near future, we're hoping to
distorted bass,
successful. We hope you do. If not, then that will be okay too.
Wow, that was heavy.
Yeah. Because our whole thing was like, we don't want to make conventional like rap beats. So like,
Did it just feel like too mainstream for you?
yeah,
All right, that makes sense then.
and we're still trying to like stray from that.
That's probably a good idea though.
Yeah.
Because like if you make the same music as what's popular, then you're competing with
Everybody else.
the best.
Yeah.
But if you make your own stuff, you're not competing with anyone.
Yeah, we're just trying to be in a league of our own as far as making music, you know.
That's a good idea. That. All right, so tell me about performing live. You said you had something to talk about.
So all of them have performed. Well, Apollo and ICG have performed live once or twice. I want to say twice, maybe once. I don't know.
They do it with like a DJ or something.
Yeah, they just kind of put their music on a thumb drive and then give it to them, let it play.
Oh, okay, cool.
And that'll be it. But they really want me to perform the music with them. I am not a performer at all. Like, I'll play bass. Like, if we do perform, I'll play bass with them. And I'm trying to make more songs to incorporate bass, like that one.
Yeah.
Like, I would actually play that bass line on it. But as far as vocals go, I am completely terrified of playing on stage.
Wow.
And, like, performing. So, like, either one or two things are happening. I'm just going to perform with my bass, or I'm just going to have to, suck it up and perform vocally.
All right, so is it because of just like stage fright in general, or the mixing of how your voice sounds, or like what is it?
It's a little bit of both. I've always had stage fright. In band, even like when we were playing,
Yep.
always be shaking on stage. Nobody would ever see it, but like when I'm playing bass, my hands would always be shaking very badly.
I feel that.
But like I just kind of got through it, you know. But it's also that I use so many layers on my voice that like my live voice like this would not sound the same as the actual track.
Well, that could be solved with a skilled audio engineer.
True. I'm trying to learn how to do like effects on my voice live. So if it does come to that, I will be prepared for it.
Chorus effect would probably do you well.
Yeah, chorus.
Because like, do you know what that technically does? It takes whatever you have putting
and
into
then
it,
like phase it,
copies it, and then moves it slightly to the side.
Yeah,
So it sounds like there's several of them. That's why it's called chorus.
yeah. But I don't know, because I've heard my voice live. I have a plugin called CLA Vocals. It's part of the Waves plugins, but CLA Vocals it does wonders for my voice. It has like a spreader that I use on it, then the reverb in it, the EQs. It does my voice wonders on all my songs. I've used CLA Vocals,
wow.
except for recently. I've just been experimenting.
You can still run that live though, right?
Yeah, I just need a computer for it.
Okay,
Because
that makes sense.
my laptop is rough.
Do you think you're ever going to get to that point where you decide to perform your music live,
Yeah, I'll get there.
or are you just kind of like thinking about it?
Through enough peer pressure, it's gonna happen eventually.
All right. Where would you look to perform first? Who would you call?
The guitar player in the band that I'm playing in with Don ZOP, he owns a gallery in Middletown.
He owns it.
Yeah.
Wow.
He we've played shows there before and everything, but that would be where I would start. I'd try
that
to
makes sense.
set up a gig there, you know.
Like, what about like marketing and all that?
No, I don't know, man.
You don't know about that?
Because we have to plan everything out so like differently, because they're coming from Iowa to play over here,
Right.
so like we gotta the timing of everything's just gonna be weird, so we'll figure it out as we go, you know?
That makes sense. Well, when that happens, let me know. I'll be there, dude.
Oh, 100%.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
What else is going on? Any other side projects?
It's not really a side project. My main project right now is me and ICG. It's Silent Music. That's
Silent Music.
That is our collective. It's me. It started off with like 8 people, but we've cut it down to me, ICG, Apollo, and Scrappy.
Okay.
So we've just been kind of working on getting our first EP together, getting songs together.
And that's like a collaborative umbrella term name?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So that's the name of the collective. We like talked about it for like 2 months. Like, what are we gonna name ourselves? And, like,
Silent Music.
yeah, I kind of just like woke up and like Silent Music.
That was your idea?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I had an old song called Sounds of the Unsound Mind.
Oh, that's poetic.
Yeah. That
Wow.
song's actually on SoundCloud.
Should I pull it up?
Yeah, pull that
All
up.
right.
But yeah, it was like the first song I really released for like family and everybody to see that I did like vocals by myself. So
Is it on the 5 Feet Under thing or no?
No, it's after that.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Sounds of the Unsound Mind.
I really love that.
That's such a good... Did you come up with that?
Yeah.
How'd you think of that?
No idea.
Sounds of the Unsound Mind. All right, here we go. Ooh. Synthesizers.
We love those.
Always.
Totally forgot.
It sounds like all sorts of mystical. I love it.
Yeah.
people think we
Oh, I've
are,
heard this.
maybe. But that type of thing would be bizarre lately. I've been thinking to myself, who am I? Save me. These are the thoughts you can't deny. Gotta push on, gotta move on, gotta get ready for any fight. Can't go home, gotta push us on, gotta keep trying to make it light. One more time, I won't do time. This time I will escape the night. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I promise you it will be alright. What if I told you that it'll all be okay? What if I told you you don't have to live this way? What if I told you you were not here alone? Cause one day we're gonna look back and see how much we've really grown. Join us, you'll see we aren't bad. We know those feelings you have had. Join us, you'll see we aren't bad. This is the best option you have. What if I told you that it'll all be okay? What if I told
pretty
you
clean.
that you don't have to live
This is the
way?
first song I really did like.
What if we told you that you are not here alone? Cause this is the sound of the unsound mind at home. I know what it's like. I know what you feel. I know that you're lost. I know this is real. I know what you are going through. I know that you are feeling blue. I wanna know you'll see this through. You need to know we're here for you. What if I told you that it'll all be okay? What if I told you you don't have to live this way? What if I told you you were not here alone? Cause one day we're gonna look back and see how much we've really grown. Join us, you'll see we aren't bad. We know those feelings you have had.
So what do you write your lyrics about?
These lyrics, or like in general?
Just in general, yeah. Well, I start with this, just because we're listening to it.
This one was like,
Join us.
I don't know, it was a very weird time, and like a lot of my friends that are just around me were just like in a very just like depressive mood, and I know a lot of people like have that, you know, a lot of people got depression, like all that. So this was just like, you know, there's other people that feel like that, you know, just kind of like telling people that, because a lot of people when you feel like that, it's just like, you know, I'm alone and nobody else is here to help me. But you know, my hopes for that song was that like people would hear it and be like, oh, you know, there's basically somebody else that feels like this.
That makes
I'm
sense.
not alone, you know.
That's a good message. So what about in general? How do you go about writing your things?
What I'm feeling, honestly.
Just what you're feeling?
Yeah. Cause like there's nothing like really specific I write about. Or a lot of like darker moods, but a lot of times it's just like I'll say one line and I'm like, all right, what rhymes with this?
That makes sense. That makes
And
sense.
that's kind of how I write the bulk of my lyrics.
So how often do songs like have a really deep meaning versus how many just are just like syllables? Because like different people go about doing that different ways. Like I know a lot of guys who just like they write music and they just need something that sounds cool, and so like they start putting the syllables onto the songs and what rhymes, and then it actually turns out being really poetic, which you can turn into some sort of meaning, but they don't start with the meaning. So how often do you start with a meaning, and how often do you just start with words?
I almost never start out with a meaning. It mostly just manifests into like my inner thoughts, basically.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I never like consciously write about like that song. I didn't consciously write with that message in mind. It was just like I wrote it and I'm like, oh, this is what's happened, you know. I'm more of I write something and then I make up the story for it afterwards. Yeah.
So do you think that like the story was always there? Like when you're writing, your subconscious is like, and what you're feeling is telling you about it?
Yeah.
And you figure it out later?
Afterward, because it's usually in the title.
Okay.
That the story really comes out.
Okay.
And when I first started doing things, it was like, why is he writing all these depressive things? And in my head, I have to like give an excuse for why I'm doing it. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is a big story. And then it's just like, most of the songs I write, it's because I'm bored.
That makes sense.
Especially a lot of my newer stuff. It's just like, yeah, I'm very bored.
I forgot to ask about this when we were on the subject of Manifestobia. You had another song, I think it was called Aftermath. It sounded like a thank you. I want to hear about that.
Oh,
What's Aftermath about?
that was on Nightmare to Reality.
Yeah.
The EP.
It sounds like a thank you to the people that you worked with to make that album.
Is
that right?
It was a really big thank you to like ICG because after high school, like before I met him, which is 2017, I was in a point where I was just like, why am I doing music? You know, it's not making me money or anything. Nobody was like hitting me up saying, hey, I love your music, like that.
Yeah.
And then he basically like sparked everything for me. You know, he kind of like gave me hope and like, oh, my music is getting out there. You know, somebody all the way in Iowa heard my music.
Okay. So he found you.
Yeah, he found me.
Wow.
And then he just like hit me up on Instagram.
That's very nice. Anything else you want to pull from the flash drive?
What is it called? Never to be Found or something like that?
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
Nowhere to be found. All right, tell us about this. What's this about?
All right, I wrote this 2 days ago at 4 a.m.
All right. That seems to be the time.
And I felt like singing. That's about it.
All right.
I had this beat already, and I was like, yo, I really just wanted to sing. I woke up and had this melody in my head, and I just basically just was like, what beat do I have that will fit this melody? And I had this, so I'm like, yeah.
All right. 2 days ago, Nowhere to be Found, Kid Crazy. Here we go. Ooh, it's Halloween spooky.
Oh, yeah. Perfect time for Halloween.
Yeah. We're recording this on November 3rd.
Yeah.
So wait, 2 days ago, was that like you woke up at 4 a.m. after the show?
Yeah.
No more, but you're tearing me down, no, no, no. And I don't wanna hurt anymore, but you know where to be found. And I don't wanna hurt you no more, but you're tearing me down, no, no, no. And I don't wanna hurt anymore, but you know where to be found. I've been looking at the stars. They remind me of you.
You haven't done this before, have you?
I've done it once.
They shine so bright.
I don't think I released that other song.
Like you once did too.
I love this.
Can't catch any feelings.
Let's see what I can do.
You're just too far away. I can't feel. No, I can't feel. No, no. You're right next to me, but you just feel so far away. You made me feel like I'm crazy, but I was here to stay. But that happened so long ago. Girl, why did you have to go? I don't know why it still hurts me like this. Said I don't know, I just wanna be missed. I don't know why it still hurts me like this, 'cause I thought I was stronger than this. And I don't wanna hurt you no more, but you're tearing me down, no, no, no. And I don't wanna hurt anymore, but you know where to be found.
I was really feeling this ending. This ending coming up.
But you're tearing me down, no, no, no. And I don't wanna hurt anymore, but you know where to be found. Know where to be found. Say
Now you put effort into that.
It was funny because like
That was great.
I usually record my lyrics. I'm not usually like too loud about it, but like just imagine me at like 4:30 in the morning, like screaming from like this distance away from the mic, just that part, and I'm like, I'm glad nobody came downstairs.
I mean,
Like,
it sounded good. It sounded really good.
oh yeah, I that's probably like the second take I did, but like I really love that.
I mean, comparatively, second is pretty good.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
definitely.
All right.
The first one, it was a little voice cracked, and I was like, ooh, I should probably not be singing this high.
What other new ideas are you thinking about going forward?
I'm looking into making music videos.
Ooh.
I'm trying to. I got one in the works right now. We're in the planning. I've been in the planning stages for like 4 different songs.
Are they songs that are already out, or songs you're working on?
Yeah, all of them are songs I'm working on.
Okay.
Well, including this one.
Including this one.
Yeah. This one I'm like trying to do like just like on the stage with a bunch of lights and just kind of be singing it.
Is it in like a really dark setting with like just the lights and stuff?
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Be like all these like RGB lights
Yeah.
around me.
All right, so one of the reasons that I love music videos is because there's absolutely no rules at all. There's some music videos that like they kind of make sense and they tell a story and they go with the song, and then there's some of them that are just like such a trip.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to follow, and you're like, why is that even happening? So I'm curious, what's going to be your style on taking music videos?
I think I just have to work with it because coming from like rap music videos, like a lot of them are just like show off everything that you have.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that. And I really don't want to do that. So I'm just I have a song on the new EP called More Money that I'm gonna do a music video with ICG with whenever he comes down.
Oh, sweet.
And it basically makes fun of like everybody that's like saying like flexing basically. It's basically a song saying, yeah, we're kind of broke right now. It's hilarious.
What a great idea.
So I think I really want to get a video done for that song before the EP comes out.
You're going to have like plastic money that you're throwing around.
We're gonna get like the dollar like chains that are just big for no reason.
Oh.
Like, it's gonna be a good time.
So just like purely ironic and making fun of flex culture.
Yep, basically.
What a great idea.
Oh yeah.
Is that song already being worked on?
That song is almost done. I just
Wow.
gotta like finish mixing it and add some like ad libs on it and stuff like that. But yeah, it's basically done.
That sounds like fun. Dude, I really think you should play live. I think it could take you really far.
Yeah, I think that's.
I mean, you and me are actually kind of in the same phase for several things. I'm working on putting together a live show. I'm also starting to think about music videos. And yeah, I think we should go.
Yeah, I think once we do it the first time, it's gonna. Cause like for me performing like on bass, I'm like, yeah, I could do this. Like
Yeah.
with bass, I can definitely do this. But like singing would be a totally different thing for me.
See, here's the thing, though. Here's one of the things that I really like is that you are all of these successful musicians that are up on stage and having a great time and performing for thousands or millions of people.
Yeah.
They were all just total nerds sitting in their bedroom playing guitar
Yeah.
at some point, and that's where we are right now. And you. This is what I love is that you're just a nerd sitting in your bedroom until you get on stage. Then you're the coolest guy in the house.
Yeah.
And I really want to start doing some of that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the next step.
I think we should put a show together.
You and me,
Yeah.
dude. I'll DJ and you rap and play bass. Ooh.
Well, we'll see about the rapping part, but maybe we could work on that.
No, this could go far. This would be great.
Yeah,
we just need a venue and an audience. Well, I think we're passing an hour. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think I'm good actually.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Kid Crazy Productions.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here.
Tangerine dreaming, the leaves are breezing, the greenest chieftains throw all but seeds in. We know this evening, escape the reason for seeking demons. Too late to breathe in.
No rhyme in my reason, I have been waiting on seasons. When the breeze is so freezing, or when I'm almost wheezing a sneezing. I want that butt that been seasoned. Little orange with the leaf in, she's just geeking no reason. I can't stop staring while cheesing, but I've been mentally beaten. So I think everyone's scheming. I'm always digging two graves and putting both of my feet in. All my feelings I'm keeping, but now it's time for releasing. My youth was taken faster than Liam Neeson. See, I'm already